right, so today we've been talking about the NFL trades and free agency so far. So, to start off the day, I'm going to go off of grades. So, start at A+, A minus, B+, and then all the way down to the lowest grade. So, to start off, the Bengals sign offensive tackle Trent Brown from the New England Patriots. I give this a A+ because they have lacked this position. They need the position, and this is a great signing, especially with all the offensive line injuries and issues they've had. Cincinnati Bengals signed cornerback Geno Stone from the Ravens. This was called the steal of free agency by many reporters and websites. And I couldn't agree more because this man, if you look at his stats, he's really, really good. And I think that could progress even more with his time in Cincinnati. And Texans sign running back Joe Mixon from Cincinnati. Joe Mixon has been 4-time 1,000-yard rusher, and he has had incredible seasons. He has had incredible numbers, and the Texans getting this pick or getting this trade is really going to help out their running back game, especially when C.J. Stroud is in a tough position throwing the ball. This man will get the yards needed and get some points up on the board. So that is an excellent trade by the Texans. And then the Cincinnati Bengals signed safety Von Bell from Panthers. The Cincinnati Bengals let Von Bell leave in 2021 after the Super Bowl run. And in 2022, I believe. And Panthers released him last week or something like that. And the Bengals picked him up. And that is great, especially helping out the secondary on the Cincinnati's. I wouldn't say struggling, but I'd say in need of some help. Defense. And so that's a really good signing for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then Steelers signed quarterback Russell Wilson from Broncos. Gets a A grade. This is really a great trade or signing because of the fact that the Steelers struggled in the second half of the year figuring out their quarterback situation after the Kenny Pickett injury. And it's a no-brainer who they're starting. I think that's really relaxing for Mike Tomlin and the front office. And so the Steelers are in a good position right now. Bears signed wide receiver Keenan Allen from Chargers. This is incredible because the Bears with DJ Moore, he balled out and he was great when he came over from Carolina. And the Bears getting him, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore, that is a nasty duo. And if they're going to sign Caleb Williams or draft Caleb Williams, I believe that they could really be the team that I think they could possibly win the NFC North. They have those three. And they have a pretty solid defense. And then 49ers signed defensive tackle Malik Collins from the Texans. I know a few of you guys, probably a decent amount of you guys, won't know who Malik Collins is. But I looked back at his stats. He's been on a few different teams, but he is very good. He is a very nice pass rusher. And the 49ers, with the way they like to run their defense, this is a great addition. And then Eagles signed running back Saquon Barkley from Giants. This is amazing. The Eagles have had a lot of history with great running backs, and this is another one. Saints signed defensive end Chase Young from 49ers. This was one I didn't know about, and I found it today, and I'm really shocked because I don't know why the 49ers would let him leave, but I mean they did. Saints, the offense is in a good position. Signing Chase Young is really nice. They got a steal with Chase Young. And I think that they could, with a weak division like the NFC South, I think they compete with the Buccaneers and have a chance at winning the division. Giants signed defensive end Brian Burns from the Panthers. This was one I also didn't know about, but it's a very nice signing to help out the Giants with Dexter Lawrence in there. And that will definitely keep their defensive line going and continue to help out the defense to get stops and prevent more touchdowns. All right, and then Steelers signed quarterback Justin Fields from Bears. Again, with the Bears situation, letting Justin Fields get traded, I believe that Caleb Williams will go to Chicago, but the Steelers signing quarterback Justin Fields, that's really nice because Russell doesn't get injured a lot, but if he does, there's always a good backup plan. And with Justin Fields, he can produce. He's not the best, but he has legs. And he's shown he's a decent quarterback, I would say. And so I think that's why it goes to A-. Next, Browns sign quarterback Tyler Huntley from Ravens. This is a very big deal because it may not seem like it's obvious, but Tyler Huntley is amazing. He's a really good backup quarterback. And if I know the Ravens hate to lose this guy, and if the Browns quarterbacks struggled last year. I think they went through 4 or 5 quarterbacks throughout the season, and it started with Deshaun Watson in week 1, ended with Joe Flacco in the wild card. And Tyler Huntley, if Deshaun Watson goes, Tyler Huntley is gonna be ready, and he's gonna perform. And then Bills signed wide receiver Curtis Samuel from the Commanders. The Buffalo Bills, after losing Gabe Davis and a bunch of their defensive guys, this is a huge improvement to the offense to give Josh Allen another weapon. And Curtis Samuel has performed with the Commanders the past few years alongside Terry McLaurin. And I think Curtis Samuel, obviously, is a very good wide receiver, and I think the Bills will benefit and really like this trade. And then Bills also signed cornerback Rasul Douglas from the Green Bay Packers. And the Bills, like I said, they lost a few defensive guys. They lost Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and I think maybe one other guy. And so that is a big signing again for the Buffalo Bills to improve their defense and to really help out the secondary after losing all those guys. And then the Bengals signed tight end Mike Gesicki. We're to B+ now. So Bengals signed tight end Mike Gesicki from the New England Patriots. Gesicki has bounced around the past few years. Played his first 5 years of his career in Miami, then went to the division rival Patriots, and now he played there for a season and is now taking his talents to Cincinnati. Cincinnati has also bounced around in tight ends. They had CJ Uzomah in 2021. They had Hayden Hurst in 2022 and Irv Smith in 2023. They are looking for this guy to really excel at this position. And I think that they found this guy because Mike Gesicki has progressed. He didn't do as much. He decreased with the Patriots last year. But with Miami, he has done really nice and has a lot of good numbers. So Cincinnati is definitely wanting him to continue to get back on the right path. And then B+, Chargers signed tight end Hayden Hurst from Panthers. This was a guy that Cincinnati was reportedly thinking about signing. As I previously said, he was a past member of the Bengals. And the Chargers, after losing Gerald Everett, that is really nice because they also were lacking in tight end position. And Jim Harbaugh was not about to have a bad season, especially after losing Keenan Allen, releasing Mike Williams, and losing Austin Eckler to the Commanders. Falcons signed wide receiver Rondale Moore from Cardinals. This isn't too bad of a signing, because the Falcons they're one of those teams that just have, I wouldn't say pretty decent talent all around. Kyle Pitts is really good. Bijan Robinson is getting there because obviously he was a rookie last year. And the wide receiver core has just been, I want to say, decent at best. I wouldn't say good at best. So signing Rondale Moore, I think, will be a good fit for the Atlanta Falcons going into 2024. Commanders signed cornerback Michael Davis from Chargers. I looked at Michael Davis's numbers because I had no clue who he was. Turns out he's pretty good. He has some pretty nice numbers for the Chargers, and the Commanders would definitely like to have him, especially because they really need everything right now. The Panthers signed wide receiver Deontay Johnson from Steelers. That gets a B because of, the Panthers, they had Alan Thielen last year. They had a bunch of different guys. They had DJ Chark, I believe. And again, like the Falcons, their wide receivers were pretty mid at best. And so to make this signing for Deontay Johnson, who's progressed really nicely with the Steelers, that'll help a lot. And then Cardinals signed Desmond Ridder from Falcons. Desmond Ridder, who was said to be really, really good coming out of college, out of the University of Cincinnati, has not done as well as we figured. He has gone from starter to bench. He's been bouncing around as the starter to the second string. I think for the Cardinals, it might be similar, especially with Kyler Murray dealing with a lot of injuries. I think that he could be a good backup plan for the Cardinals. Falcons signed wide receiver Ray McLeod from the 49ers. He has also done really well as a 49er. And again, this really improves the Falcons' chances of winning the NFC South. And then Browns signed wide receiver Jerry Jeudy from Broncos. This is another good signing because of the fact that the Browns they're cramming a lot of guys into their wide receiver core, and it's definitely a fight for the spots. So I think it definitely will help, especially because the Browns have a lot of injuries that normally occur. So yeah, we'll see. And then Lions signed defensive tackle DJ Reader from Bengals. This one hurts to lose for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was really good. And I think that the Lions could, especially with Aiden Hutchinson already beefing up that D-line, to progress even more as a whole. And the Patriots signed wide receiver KJ Osborne from the Minnesota Vikings. He was good. I think he was a second or third string, but he was pretty solid for the Minnesota Vikings. And so I think that could benefit for the Patriots, especially looking at their wide receivers last year and how they did, and also the record, obviously, they like to get up. So that will be all for today. We will get to the B-minuses next episode, and I hope you have a good day, good rest of your day, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Inside the 20.